Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Tuesday, November 26th, and we were just talking about, yesterday we talked about Oholah and Oholah and the meaning of those words, and the fact that Christ is still going to come out of that community, but yet God is not willing to tolerate that sin. So we are up to verse 5, and it says, Oholah, which was Israel, played the whore while she was mine, and she lusted after her lovers, the Assyrians' warriors, clothed in purple, governors and commanders, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding on horses. There was a lot in here that kind of jumped out at me, so I did a lot of research on this. So first of all, these horses are often symbolized by having great strength and courage and having spectacular beauty. They're very, very admired and praised, so to speak. But when that bit is put in a horse's mouth, now the man has control and can turn the horse's head in the direction that they want that horse to go. I also looked at, so keep that in mind, I also looked at this word purple, and I know that purple in the Bible always represents royalty. So these people looked very, very good to these people in Israel. They've got these horses that are amazing. They're dressed in purple like royalty. Well, when I dug into the word of these of purple, what I found out was very interesting. The NIV Bible, I'm reading the ESV here, the NIV Bible translates it as blue. So I got curious about that and I started digging. I went all the way to the Hebrew word for it. And the Hebrew word is actually violet. And it can mean any shade of purple, from a very light purple to a purple that's so deep where you're questioning, is it purple or is it blue? You're not really sure. It can go that far. But when I got to the pictograph, it really blew my mind because it connected right back to those horses. The pictograph of this word for purple is a picture of a bent palm representing the bending or subduing of the will. The other letter is the picture of a shepherd's staff or yoke. So combined, these mean tame for the yoke. It's talking about the bit in a horse, and it's tied into this color. An animal or land that is tamed has been worked and is complete and ready to use. God is also trying to tame the people so that they will turn back towards him. So even this color points to the horse being bridled and the fact that the people's attention is being pulled away from God and put on these Assyrians. Verse 7. I'm sorry, I have a couple notes here from the Cultural Study Bible. Now these horsemen, what does that mean? Well, the Hebrew term is guardsmen or bodyguards. They are very tough guys. They're ready to protect. And that's something that a young woman would be very drawn to because they like to be protected. So when we compare Israel to these young women and Oholah, they're very drawn to these guardsmen. They find them very interesting. And then the note they had for verse 6, where it said that they were clothed in purple, it said the Assyrian warriors, colorfully attired, are pictured on Assyrian reliefs, mounted horsemen. Since the time of Ashurnasirpal II, organized cavalry became important as the chief assault force of the Assyrian army. So this Assyrian army comes in and these people are going, whoa, look at them. And they want that. They like that. They want to be more like that. And that's how they got into that idolatry. Verse 7, talking about Oholah, the Israel. She bestowed her whoring upon them, the choicest men of Assyria, all of them. And she defiled herself with all the idols of everyone after whom she lusted. Okay, so now that as we take this to the application level, What are we lusting after? It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It can be anything that pulls your eyes off of God. We've had chapter after chapter in Ezekiel now that has pointed us to the fact that we have to keep the main thing the main thing. We need to stay focused on God and not let our eyes get distracted. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.